Hello everyone, we're back playing the Painscreek killings. This is more like episode 4.5. I wasn't going to play anymore today, but I've become a little addicted to the game. I have to solve this mystery. I have to know what happened. Who is Scott? Who are his parents? Who is Sophia? Who killed Vivian? Who killed everybody? Because this isn't a mystery of just who killed Vivian. Because the doctor's dead. They say Andrew. I think his name was Andrew. Was his name Andrew? Hang on. Yeah, Andrew. They say Andrew died in a fire that was started in his fireplace. But that might not be true. I was even talking about this game to my mother. Her theory is that Sophia isn't dead at all, and she's actually causing these murders. Which I like that theory. I like that theory a lot. So, another thing, the last time I logged off of here, hang on, we have to go here. The last time I logged off, which was just a few hours ago, like I said, I wasn't going to play anymore today, but I'm kind of hooked on this game. When I logged off, I realized I do have the code to the shed. I was looking over the notes I had taken, and there it was. So we're going to go back to the mansion and get in the shed. Okay. To be honest, when I first started playing this game, wasn't that into it. But as the mystery started unraveling and more clues piled up, I really got intrigued. So I believe this is where we needed a code. Okay. So I got pages here. Hang on. 8831. Yeah, because we got this code in Scott's room. There we go. We're in. We got a key to... It says Trisha. Oh, maybe this is a key to her her nightstand. And here's another key. Attic. Looks like the mansion room key. Okay, so this is a key to the attic. We have a number 1 and a 7. A 1 and a 7. Let's write those down. One, 7. I don't know I don't know much about chess. I don't know what piece that is. We'll just worry about the numbers. We can come back if we need to look at the shapes again. Or the pieces. Alright. Let's read. March 26th. I like being with Scott. I can be myself in front of him. He doesn't judge me or tell me what to do. He cares about what I think. He makes me happy. April 1st. Scott and I have decided to have our own secret hideout. It'll be really fun. Mom won't know that we are secretly meeting. September 3rd. I'm so glad Scott is now working at the mansion, although having Andrew as his supervisor is probably not the best idea. He's drunk all the time. I don't want him to influence Scott in a bad way. September 16th. Scott has to work the garden the whole day. After that, he has some errands to do. I guess we won't be meeting today. I miss him already. Aw, young love. October 1st. I wanted to learn photography, so Mom hired Oliver to be my tutor. At first, I thought he would be too old to teach. Plus, his techniques are probably too ancient. But when he came, I was surprised that he's a very humble person. Despite our age differences, we talked for hours. I felt comfortable around him. Then he showed me the photos he took. They were beautiful. It was around this point that I figured out that Oliver is perfect as a tutor, that I shouldn't have been so quick to judge the old man. I'm glad Oliver is my teacher. October 5th. Scott has finally finished moving all of his stuff to the cabin. Winter's coming. It'll be extremely cold in the cabin. The fireplace should help. Maybe I should knit a scarf for Scott. I think I'll visit him today. Secret lovers. Okay, I guess that's all that's in here. Oh, we have a note. Oliver from the photo lab borrowed a shovel and a wrench. P.S. We have extras, so I told him he could keep the tools until he was done with them. Borrowed a shovel and a wrench. Let's look around back. We didn't look around back last time we were here. We have a box of wine. Oh, lots of boxes of wine. Alright, and there's the garage. We can't get into the garage. Nope. Can't get in there. And this just leads all the way around to the front of the house. Okay. So let's go see if that key unlocks her. House key. Store that. Dear Trisha, you can always stay at my place when you feel lonely. Dorothy. Okay, that's Dorothy's key. This must have belonged to Scott. Please hold on to this. Someday I will tell you everything. Mom is so judgmental. She doesn't want me to be near Scott, saying that I should find someone who is of the same class as me. What does that even mean? Who determines what class Scott is in? Did Mom talk to Father Matthew? Is that why Father Matthew also forbade us from seeing each other? Don't they know we're in love? I think they're sister and brother. Yeah. Last night Scott and Father Matthew had a big fight. Father Matthew told him to stop seeing me again. I asked Scott why, but he didn't know the reason. I feel so miserable. Scott asked if I had a younger brother named Vincent. I didn't. He told me that it was probably just a rumor, but wanted to be sure about it. Who'd spread such a rumor about my family? At dinner, I asked Mom if I ever had a younger brother named Vincent. She stared at me and said no. She then asked where I got the name from. When I said from Scott, she told me dinner's over. I argued with her. She yelled and sent me to my room. Later, I heard her arguing with Dad. How could Mom fire Scott? That's so unreasonable. There's no reason at all for firing him. And why can't I see Scott anymore? I love Scott. Dad loves him too. Only Mom hates him, and I don't even know why. I find it really strange. I knew that today was Scott's day off, so I tried to surprise him at the cabin. However, I couldn't find him. I searched everywhere, inside and outside the cabin. He was nowhere to be found. Just as I was about to leave, he suddenly appeared as if he had been here the whole time. This has happened several times now. I'm wondering if there's a hidden room in the cabin that I just don't know about. There's a hidden room in the cabin. There's a hidden room in the cabin. We gotta get back to the cabin. We also have to... Wrong room. Find out where Dorothy lives. Did we already know where Dorothy lived? Dorothy was the nanny, right? Oh yeah, I already had that written down. Okay, we already knew that. To Dorothy's house. They're totally siblings. That's gotta be the only reason. Four, 39, 40. What was this key again? Oh, the attic. Okay. I forgot we had the attic key. I was too quick to come to this house. Alright, so we'll be going back to the mansion after this. Back and forth, back and forth. Helping and serving others in the name of God. Alrighty. Oh, fancy. February 2nd. Charles asked something of me today. Oh, things are falling. He asked if I would be willing to stay with Sophia, that he'd arranged to have a house rented out a little ways from the mansion. I told him that I would help, but that Sophia's pregnancy will eventually show. There's no way of hiding it. He seemed very worried. Charles came up to me and expressed his gratitude for taking care of Sophia. He said he would be covering all the necessary expenses. He told me not to tell anyone about it. As for Sophia's growing belly, when the time comes, I am to make up something about her running errands outside of Painscreek. I'm not sure if that will work. Sophia is 8 months into her pregnancy. Her belly is big now. I asked her how she felt. She told me she's happy and feels hopeful for their future. She said it would be best if the baby is a boy. I can understand why she's thinking that way, but I can't help but wonder how Vivian will feel about it all. What will the ramifications of it be? Apparently her death. Scriptures by Reverend Keith. Should I take pictures of that? Is that important? Oh, another little bathroom. Well, there's not too much in this house. Is there a key on this thing? No, no key on the key thingamabobby. Let's look for that attic. Or actually, we have a code to Bernard's desk. Yes? Yes. So, to Silver Lake we go. Forget where exactly this place was. I think it was down here. That's 39. Is 31? No. Oh. Here it is, 31. Alright, this was upstairs, right? Yes. I know it's locked. I'm looking for the key. Did I write all this? Yeah, I read that. Where's the lock on this thing? There it is. Okay. Oh, it is. Desk key. Nothing else is in here? That's it? Oh, nope, here we go. When the police reported that Vivian was murdered, I was floored. I still don't know what to do. My mind is blank. All I can think is, how did it happen? How can Vivian be dead? Everyone's mourning about Vivian's death. People are coming or calling in to express their condolences. Charles hasn't been out of his room for days, and Trisha's crying her heart out. Dorothy has been assessing busy work to all the mansion's employees, hoping that it would take their minds off Vivian's death. Samuel, our security guard, has been reviewing all the tapes of the past 2 weeks for any suspicious activities. I wish I could be of any help. Scott was just apprehended for the murder of Vivian. Is that true? No one would have thought of that. I could never, ever believe that Scott would be capable of killing someone, let alone Vivian. Yet it makes me so mad. I feel confused. Trisha was admitted to the hospital today. She had a nervous breakdown after finding out that Scott could be her mother's killer. Her condition has been getting worse over the past few weeks, and no one has been able to properly help her. Charles finally decided to seek help from the hospital. Matthew never believed that his son killed Vivian. He hired some fancy lawyer to defend him. Scott's been released on bail today. It's beyond ridiculous. I don't think Scott should have been released at all, despite the insufficient evidence. He killed Vivian. I know that he's guilty. Everyone knows it. They should have gone ahead and prosecuted him. The maids were cleaning the mansion when they found some stuff belonging to Vivian. A key and some stationery. I asked Charles what he'd like to do with them, but he told me to take care of it myself. I brought them back to my place. Okay, so this key belongs to Vivian. Vivian's death has caused lots of grief to everyone, especially Charles. After hearing how heartbroken Charles was 2 nights ago, I can't bear to see him suffer anymore. Scott should pay for what he did. I don't think it was Scott, dude. Anything else in here? No, I guess that's it. Oh wow, that would have helped me see immensely. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing else in there. Looks like a desk key found in Bernard's house next to his diary. To what desk? It has no markings on it. Alright, we gotta go back to the church. Wait. That's not the church. Church is over here. upstairs? Read all that already. Oh, we did this already. Okay, I'm getting mixed up with my clues. So what desk? No, nothing locked here. Okay, let's go back to the mansion and look for that attic. We have a desk key, but I'm not sure. It has to be a desk in the mansion. That's my best guess. But we have an attic key. Alright. So the attic is more than likely going to be upstairs. Perhaps this is it? Tea time. There's a safe in the clock. Oh, when was tea time? 3:20? Wasn't it like 3:20 on the dot? A well-cleaned grill fork. That doesn't seem important. I didn't feel well today. I had a nightmare last night. I can't remember what it was like, but it was unnerving. I see Scott all the time now since he has started working at the mansion. He's always with Trisha. I used to be the one to hang out with Trisha. Mom says she feels better these days. It's as if she forgets she even has cancer. I hope she recovers quickly. Mr. Johnson is a great man to help us out like this. Trisha talked to me today. She said Scott is busy recently and feels lonely. I would never make her feel that way. I cannot say it to her, but I'll be there whenever she needs me. We talk a lot. I wish every day would be like today. Today Scott came and asked if I knew anything about Father Kelvin. I only knew him as the previous church pastor before Father Matthew took over. I told Scott to ask Matthew about it. Scott didn't say anything and left. Looks like they aren't getting along too well. I've been here for almost 3 months. Everyone treats me well. Most of the workers have been here for a long time, some as long as 30 years. Dorothy is probably the oldest maid here. She's really nice and is responsible for taking care of the maids. She's always giving me snacks. The oldest worker is probably Bernard, the butler. He's so serious. I don't think I've ever seen him smile. Dorothy and Bernard don't talk much to each other. However, they are perfect when it comes to attending Charles's and Vivian's needs. I guess that's why they're in charge here. I notice Charles and Vivian are never together much either, even when they are both at home. They don't seem happy. What's going on? Vivian was passing by when I broke the vase. I must have been really nervous because I stood there for God knows how long. I thought she would scold me or even fire me. Instead, Vivian invited me to have tea with her. She asked about my parents and what I want to do in the future. I told her I had hoped to open my own deli someday. She said I could do anything if I set my mind on it and worked really hard. Like me, she used to be poor. Now she's a successful businesswoman. I hope to be like her someday. Wanda is sick. I've heard she has cancer. It has been 2 months since I took over for her son. Her son, Derek, stays with her whenever he's not driving for Charles. I feel sorry for them. Luckily, Mr. Roberts helps with their financial needs. I pray she gets well soon. Andrew shouted at me for walking on the grass. I thought I was sure I didn't step on it this time. He's always drunk anyways. Scott told me to ignore him. I'm not sure how he could be so patient, always taking care of Andrew and covering his workload. I would have assumed that Scott was Andrew's son, if I had not known that Father Matthew adopted him years ago. He's so nice and talented, not to mention handsome. If only he wasn't taken. It's probably not important in any of this. Yeah. Okay, I got a cross. A key to a desk. We have to find a desk. Here's a desk. Although we live in the same house, Charles and I hardly speak to each other. I know that he's been feeling guilty ever since his affair, but that was 20 years ago. It's high time I forgive him out loud. Next, I need to work things out with Trisha. I've been objecting her relationship with Scott for quite some time. In doing so, Trisha has been avoiding me. I haven't been a good mother, but I want to be there whenever she needs me from now. I just want things to go back to the way they were. The agency has arranged for a new guy to help me. His name is Owen Smith. Quite a young man for what he's accomplished during our meeting. Owen asked me many things, as if he was interviewing me. The brief introduction turned out to be hours long. However, by the end of it, he said he has everything he needed and will get things moving right away. I have a good feeling about him. Wait, who the hell is Owen? Owen called to meet with me today. He had the papers ready for me to sign. He said that the location of the exhibition has been approved. All we need is a down payment. That's great. I signed the papers almost immediately. After that, I informed our accountant, Helen, to transfer the money to the Roberts Relief Fund since the hospital won't be needing it for a while. Owen's been a great help since we brought up the idea of an art gallery for the public. I'm not sure if things could have gone so quickly if I had been other agent. I owe him that much. The art gallery will open in 3 months. I'm so excited about it. We have received most of the artwork from the contributors and artists. All I need is to ask Charles if he would be willing to donate some of his paintings. If this exhibition succeeds, it would be good for us and for Painscreek. I haven't felt this alive in a very long time. I have a purpose now. That's nothing. Cuckoo. Alright. I think that's all we're gonna get. Oh, no. We got the clock. Tea time is 3:20. I was right. Tea time is 3:20 on the dot. So where is this clock? Dr. Henry Johnson found drowned in vehicle at bottom of Cherry Creek Lake. Oh, I didn't read about this. Body submerged in water for as long as 15 days. Oh man. Can't turn the light on here? No clock. So it looks like a clock that you put on the wall. It also looks like I need a key for it. Can I open any of this? No. Clock, 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 clock. Ah. Place item. I don't have an item. Nope, I don't have anything. Maybe that's something I have to get at a later date. Alright, well, we know where the clock is. So I assume... that's something we'll get eventually. Alright, let's go back to the cabin. See if we can't find that secret room. Is it behind here? do I put that cross in something? There's no secret room. It was all a lie. Maybe it's not downstairs. Do I have any clues? Anything? No. Doesn't look like I have any. Wait, what? Oh, I appreciate the help. There's a panel protruding near the closet. I assume you're talking about in the basement. There's a panel protruding. I'm not seeing it. Left side. I had my flashlight on. I could see in the shadow. The floor. I'm not seeing it. It's on the actual outside of the closet. How am I supposed to see this? What'd I just do? I need light. Let me use my flashlight. There we go. Flashlight. Oh, what is all this then? Who killed my mother? Couldn't be Magdalene. She tried to find Sophia. Charles is Scott's father? Father Calvin saved him. Couldn't be him. Matthew was in Indonesia at the time. Dorothy loved and took care of Sophia when she was pregnant. Dr. Johnson killed Magdalene. Derek was 6 years old at the time. So Scott's been looking for who killed his mother. And Charles might be Scott's father. Ho, 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 ho. I found out who killed my mother. Robert, it's estate tapes. Wow, I got a key to something. Old sewer entrance. Looks like I'm going in the sewer, folks. A music box key is attached to it. Music box key. Oh, this was at the mansion. Here's a pattern on the baby's blanket. I realized who I am from the moment I saw the photo. I have the exact same blanket. I know who my father is. Everything makes sense now. I visited Andrew today. I needed to know where they hid Mom's body, but he cried and begged me not to say anything about it anymore. There was no room for whatever questions I had left. I then told him I'm the boy he gave to Father Calvin to get rid of. He was utterly shocked. After that, I left. I could not bear to look at him for another second. I know who I am. I now feel everything falling apart. Andrew came to the cabin and told me where the body was hidden. He said he was sorry and left. Externally, I was quiet. Internally, I was sputtering and livid. After he left, I came to my room and cried. The well had dried up and was covered in moss. I wouldn't have known that the well even existed if I didn't work at the mansion. I finally found Mom's body. I buried her in the cemetery next to Father Calvin. There was no tombstone for her, just a wooden cross. I don't think Father Calvin would mind. After all, he was the one who saved me. A month has passed. I haven't worked since and have stopped meeting anyone. Trisha knocks on my door every day, but I would hide each time. She cries every time, begging me to come out, anxious to know why I won't see her, if she has done anything wrong. I don't know what to say to her, but I know we can't be together anymore. Father Matthew visited me today. He said that he hasn't seen me at church for a while. that no one has heard from me in weeks. When he asked how I was doing, I began crying. The tears just flowed down my cheeks. I cried and I cried, and I just couldn't stop them. I told him everything. I told him that I know that Charles is my father. I confessed that I now know that Tricia was my half-sister. I said I didn't know what to do now. He listened and didn't speak. Okay, so Scott is Sophia's son. Well, this changes everything. Maybe Scott is the killer. Still, if Scott's the killer, it's just too obvious. Okay, so we got some keys here. A mansion gate key. So this goes to the mansion. This goes to the mansion. This has something to do with the sewer. Okay, before we go to the sewer, let's go back to the mansion. All right. So I have a gate key. So I assume that means somewhere outside. So let's take a gander. See what we can find outside the mansion. I can't go under it? Oh, there's a well here. Okay, before we do that, we have to go look at that music box. So let's go inside. Dear Tricia, as I've grown to learn about my birth parents, I feel as if a great veil has been lifted from my eyes. I now understand why Father Matthew was against us seeing each other. He was right, we shouldn't be together. Please believe me when I say I did not kill your mother. I've never lied to you and I never will. I don't know who killed Vivian. Hopefully the truth will come out to light someday. There is so much that I want to tell you, but I cannot at this moment. I pray the day when I can express everything to you will come quickly. All I can say now is that I'm sorry for all the pain that I've caused you. Please forgive me. Sincerely, Scott. I believe him. Maybe he didn't kill him. Who is the killer? 'You think I at least know the how she was killed? Like somewhere in a newspaper would tell me how she was killed. Zero 0526. Alright, sewer entrances, chia. Okay, new environment to explore. Exciting. Well, it looks like a simple thing to unlock. You just lift this thing up right here. The sewers could be how the killer got around unnoticed. You are correct. Well, we know the doctor died in a car accident. He drowned. Apparently his car went into a river or something. And he drowned. I did not think I'd be able to get into that door. I'm back in the hospital. How did I get in the hospital? I will not ask questions. Stephen Moss. I called Dorothy last week. She told me something interesting about Sophia. There was a puzzle that she received from Matthew when she first started working at the mansion, so I have a birthday gift for her. In that puzzle, Sophia was to visit both hers and Matthew's favorite locations in Painscreek. In each location lies a clue that Matthew had written on the wall of the building exterior. The clues, when put together, will point to her the location of her gift. I thought that was a neat idea. Sophia's favorite places... Oh, gotta write this down. Don't want to miss out on this fun activity. Do tell. What are her I don't think the doctor faked his death. He was dead. Dead. As dead as can be. Ooh, I'm dropping stuff. Okay. Sophia's favorite places was Anne's, the bridge, by the gate entrance. That's important. In the post office. Why would it be the post office? I don't know. I don't question these things. Why would someone like the post office? And where can I find Matthew's favorite places? I received an anonymous message this morning to claim that Scott wasn't Vivian's killer. Unfortunately, that's all I got. I have my doubts whether Scott really killed Vivian. He sure had the motive, but upon reading all his diaries and looking through his investigation notes, I can't help but think that Scott didn't kill Vivian. On the contrary, he was trying to find out who killed Vivian, as well as what really happened to Andrew Reed and Dr. Johnson. I still don't know if this anonymous person is a man or a woman, but they've helped solidify my thoughts on Scott. I received another message yesterday. It told me to look into Bernard, the mansion's butler. I can't help but feel this person is trying to tell me something, but not exactly what. The message said I will find something in the house. Today I received a key in the mail with the initials BH. Does it stand for Bernard's house? I've searched everywhere and read all of Bernard's diaries. Something just doesn't add up. Maybe it's just a hunch, or simply that I'm thinking too much. But would he have really killed Vivian? There's something else about his entries that just make me pause and wonder if he was indeed the murderer. I photographed all the pages. So I have a key. Bernard's house. So I guess we gotta go back to Bernard's house. But first, let's see what we can do in the hospital. Hey, we turned the electricity back on. Now we should be able to use the key card. Yeah, right here. Vivian Roberts. Dr. Henry Johnson. I would like to thank you for your contribution to the Painscreek Community Hospital, stretch, and the people of Painscreek for the past 2 decades. However, there have been reports regarding the mishandling of funds designated for PHC, most of which came from the Roberts Relief Fund. This support was meant to help with the purchases of medical equipment and supplies. Since the sum of nearly $160,000 has been estimated missing, we have no other choice except to open an investigation. Until you are able to explain the discrepancies between your accounting and ours, we have no choice but to suspend all funding for the hospital for the time being. I will be meeting you and your accountant to solve these issues so we may continue to support the hospital's needs. Sincerely, Vivian. Oh, Vivian stopped funding to the hospital. I mean, honestly, what choice did she have? Room 203. To Charles Roberts, I don't know if it's a joke that you sent me the threat letter, but if you knew about the well, then you must have found out the truth. Just so you know, your wife was the one behind all of it. If you have any grudge, it's with her, not me. I was just a witness in Sophia's death, nothing more. Henry Johnson. I know what you did. Meet me by the well at midnight. You know which one. Come alone. Hair in my mouth. Hair in my mouth. Watching mail being sorted? What are you doing with your life, woman? From 208. From 210. This is not how numbers work. From 207, 206, 204, 203. Happily ever after. A room key. Yesterday, on hearing that Scott was apprehended for the murder of her mother, Tricia collapsed. The hospital called this morning to inform us that it was just a nervous breakdown. However, they've suggested that she should stay there for another few days. Charles is asking me to stay by her side. It rained today. Tricia has always hated the rain. She stayed in bed, tucked under the blanket, nearly the entire day. Here and there she mutters Scott's name out loud. She cries herself to sleep a few times. It pains me to see her like this. Charles visits Tricia almost every day. Today he was quieter than usual. All of a sudden he told me that Vivian had been seeing another man. Apparently a banker, for more than a year. He asked me if Vivian ever talked to me about it. I said I didn't know anything, but was sure that Vivian would never have done such a thing. Then I realized that Tricia was awake. I'm not sure if she heard our conversation. Sheriff Howard came today. He asked me if I remember seeing anything suspicious. The night... Oh, I thought I saw a bug on my wall. The night Vivian died, I've already told him everything I know. It's frustrating to be asked over and over about things that I just want to forget. Before he left, I asked if Scott could really be the killer. He said he's wondering the same thing. If Scott was not the killer, then who killed Vivian? Derek came by to see Tricia. I asked him how he was doing. He said that the medical expenses for Wanda were more than he expected. Even with Charles's help, he's been forced to use up most of his savings. He's currently searching for a second job. He asked me if there was a future for him. Traveling with Charles made him see some of the rather ugly sides of the world. His mother is hospitalized with terminal cancer, and seeing his best friend Tricia like this pains him. I don't know what to tell him. Before he left, he leaned close to her and whispered, "Would it have been better if Scott just never showed up? Would you have chosen me?" I wish that I had never heard that. Geez, Derek. Thirsty much? Scott Brooks' body found by jogger with multiple stab wounds to the heart. Scott got stabbed? So Scott was murdered. Scott Brooks, the murderer suspect on the Vivian Roberts case, was killed yesterday. His body was found on the roadside along Maple Drive. At around 6:50 a.m., a jogger happened to see a body laying motionless on the side of the road behind the bush while doing his morning run. He stopped to check if the person needed help, only to notice that the body was covered in blood. He immediately called 911. The police arrived shortly at around 7 a.m. The victim was pronounced dead. The time of death was predicted to be about 4 to 6 hours ago, putting the time of death between 1 to 3 a.m. Questions have been raised pertaining to the murder of Vivian Roberts, especially since Scott was released from prison. Scott was murdered? I didn't see that coming. It's getting juicy. A bedroom key found next to Dorothy's diary in the hospital. A bedroom key. No hints on where this bedroom key goes to? It's gotta be in Dorothy's house. Okay, let's leave the hospital and go to Dorothy's house. It is. Wait, I forgot where Dorothy lived. Hang on, let me check my notes. 40 Black Pine. Okay. I'm on Black Pine, right? Yeah. Right here. She's right here. Okay. Yeah, it's a good Nancy Drew mystery. Alright, we were correct. Daughter of ex-mayor found dead at Painscreek Community Hospital. Trisha's dead too? Trisha Roberts falls 40 feet from rooftop, lands on head, and dies. She was the jumper. Trisha was the jumper. Yesterday morning, the body of Trisha Roberts was found on the grounds of Painscreek Community Hospital. She was pronounced dead at 7:20 a.m. According to Miss Thompson, she was starting her morning shift when she heard some sound near the reception area. She went out to find Trisha laying motionless. Blood was flowing out from her head. She quickly called for Dr. Bennett, the attending physician for the day's morning shift, who brought Trisha to the emergency room at once. Unfortunately, it was too late. The hospital CCTV shows that Trisha Roberts was walking around the hospital at around 6:30 a.m. She headed to the roof at 6:54. A few minutes later, her body was found on the ground 3 floors below. Charles Robert and... okay, they don't say it. The hospital is now checking to see why the roof door was not locked. Man, everyone's dying. Scott was released from prison this morning. Matthew went to pick him up. There's a lot of tension here in Painscreek. Most people think Scott is a murderer. Charles tried to stop Trisha from seeing Scott, but it's no use. She's already waiting for him at the cabin. Charles is drinking again. He couldn't stop Trisha from trying to see Scott, yet Scott seems to be avoiding her. Trisha should not have been discharged from the hospital at this point. She still needs help and rehabilitation. Derek and Scott fought at the market today. Derek asked Scott why he's avoiding Trisha. Scott didn't say anything. He just walked away. Derek told him not to come back anymore. It's sad to see what's happening to them now. They used to be such good friends. Oh my god, Scott was killed. Oh my god. Trisha's been going crazy ever since Scott died. She sometimes screams in the middle of the night. Here and there she'll ask us why Scott hasn't visited her for a while. No one seems to know how to answer without agitating her condition. Wow, Trisha had some mental problems. Trisha is finally being admitted to the hospital for another mental breakdown. Charles doesn't know what to do. I've asked for his permission to take care of Trisha at the hospital until she recovers. I think Charles appreciates my help. Yeah, Trisha was a sensitive soul. Dear Dorothy, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for all you've done for me. You've taken care of my store on so many occasions. You've helped maintain a bright spirit. I'd be lying if I said that I'm not saddened by your departure. I will greatly miss you. I wish you all the best in your new place. Do invite me there once you've settled in. May God be with you. Best regards, Oliver. Oh, Oliver was the photo guy. Okay. I'm like, who the hell is Oliver? Oh, we got another key. A house key. Is that Oliver's key? It's gotta be. It's gotta be to the photo lab. Because she apparently cleans the photo lab. So I'm gonna assume it's to the photo lab. I don't have a code. Do I have a code to this? Nope. I don't have a code to this box. Alright, let's go look for the photo lab. Wait. Do I have a code for it? Is it on that pendant? Just turn it around. 0526. Zero 526. Ah, okay, I did have the code. I know some people don't like me. Wanda always picks on me and Bernard ignores me most of the time. Andrew, well, he's okay as long as I'm not in his garden. Dorothy cares a lot for me, though. I like her. Tom, our security guard, treats me with respect, even though I'm just a housemaid. Vivian and Charles are kind to me, and Matthew, too. I almost forgot about him. He's been taking care of me forever, certainly as long as I can remember. I'm a lucky girl. Matthew talks to me whenever he has time. Sometimes I feel he's trying to escape his chores at the church. We'll talk about everything under the sun, our hopes, dreams, futures. It reminds me of our days at the orphanage. Landing a job here as a maid was the best thing that could have happened to me. However, I never imagined I'd be having an affair with a married man, let alone my employer. Now I'm carrying his child. How do I face Matthew? I received a letter from Matthew today saying that he'll be extending his stay in Indonesia for 6 months. That's always been him. He's always had a noble heart, wanting to help people everywhere. I miss him, but I'm glad he's decided to extend his stay there. It gives me time to prepare how I'll explain my situation to him. I don't know how he'll take it if he just hears the truth blurted out once he gets back. I received a telegram this morning from Matthew wishing me happy birthday. He told me he had a special birthday present prepared for me. All I need to do is find the clues that he placed in our favorite places. He's waiting for my telegram after I've solved the puzzle. I've actually solved it already, but I don't know what to say to him. What should I do? My baby was born today at 8:20 a.m., and it's a boy. He looks just like Charles. Dorothy's taking good care of us. She prepares the food and attends to my needs. I almost feel like I'm her boss. Charles visits me all the time, asking if we need anything else. I told him he didn't have to come so often and to instead focus on work. As a mayor, he must have a lot on his mind. Charles told me today that his mother, Magdalene, will be arriving in 2 weeks. She knows about our relationship. I feel nervous because she's a strict woman. At the same time, I'm happy because she told Charles to take responsibility for me and my son. Soon I won't have to be a maid anymore. Charles has decided to name our child Vincent. I like that name. Dear Sophia, how have you been? I hope everyone is treating you well at the mansion. It's been 6 months since my missionary work started here in Indonesia, And why can't I say that word properly? Life here is hard but meaningful. I thought my life at the orphanage was miserable, but after coming here, I realize I'm blessed more than I could ever imagine. I'm supposed to be back in 1 week time, but I've recently decided that I'll be extending my stay here for another 6 months. I haven't received any letters from you for a while now. I hope you're doing well. Remember the time when we were at the orphanage you said that you don't want to be poor anymore? I thank God heard your call and brought you to Painscreek. Charles and Vivian told me they were glad I introduced you to them. They said you are a hard-working person with a kind heart, and that us being related was not the reason they hired you. You got the job on your own merit. I did not know whether or not to tell them we're not actually cousins. I feel bad for lying to them. I guess I'll have to tell them the truth someday. Having said that, I'm glad you're in Painscreek. We can talk and meet any time, just like the good old days at the orphanage. I'll do my best here. I hope you can wait for me. Best regards, Matthew. P.S. I prepared a special present for your birthday. Wait for my telegram that day. Okay, I know what her favorite places are, but what are his favorite places? I don't know. Let's find the photography shop. Well, here's the post office. This is one of her favorite places. Am I supposed to go inside the building? Probably. Okay, photography shop. There's the cafe. There's Anna's. I have a map. Let's see. Postal Service, the church, the sheriff. Ah, here he is, right here. So let's find town center. Beep beep. Oh, looking for town center. Okay, we found town center. Walnut Avenue. Here he is. Dear Mr. Oliver Gibson, we regret to hear that Father Matthew will not be joining any part of the annual religious gathering event from July 18th till the 23rd in South York. We received Father Matthew's memo yesterday stating that he was not feeling well. I assume he has also informed you about this last-minute change. Please send him our regards. We wish him a swift recovery so he may serve the people of Painscreek soon. I got the shovel. We can now dig in the graveyard. Why keep doing that? We just attended Trisha's funeral this morning. Charles tried to be strong, but by the end of the ceremony his face was wet. Dorothy cried her heart out. It truly pains the soul to witness so many deaths occur here in Painscreek. Every one of those deaths was a person I knew, and some were very close to me. Among them, Vivian's death shocked me the most. Despite what the media says, I will not, for even a moment, believe that Scott killed her. It just doesn't make sense to me. Trisha's death hurt the most, probably because I spent the last few years mentoring her. She was smart, kind, and very talented. She was turned into a very promising young woman with her passing. Charles has lost all his family members. He's all alone. I can't imagine the pain he's going through. Dorothy left Painscreek early February, a month after Trisha's funeral. The hospital closed shortly after. By the end of the month, Charles had packed and deported Painscreek for good. Wanda passed away on March 12th. Her cancer had spread too far and too deep. The doctors could not save her. 2 weeks after her funeral, Derek moved out of Painscreek. Autumn is approaching. My photography store will be closing by the end of the month. I have many things to say, but there's no one left to confide in. Anyways, I've been thinking about retiring for quite a while now. Maybe the time has come. Pooh. Let's go play in the graveyard. But yeah, we gotta go back to Bernard's house. Gotta remember that. Got too excited about the graveyard. Scott is gone, and Trisha is dead. How did this happen? We held Trisha's funeral last week. There could have been more people. There should have been more. This village will be barren in a few months to a year. My generation is just moving out, and the old generation is simply dying out. I'll also be leaving here soon, once my mother passes on, once I can't take of her any longer. Take what? The night Vivian died, I saw Scott meeting her. I was at a distance from where they were arguing. I couldn't hear the details, but I could tell they were disagreeing when Scott left and went back to his cabin. I followed him. I watched him through the window till early morning, all the time thinking how we drifted so far. How could Trisha choose him over me? Am I not good enough for her? The police questioned me when Scott was suspected of killing Vivian. I know he didn't do it, but I decided not to tell them what I knew. With Scott locked up, I could have a chance to be with Trisha. I didn't expect that this small admission on my part would eventually lead to Scott's death. When Scott died, Trisha ended her life. In a way, I too died that day. I never wished for Scott to die, nor Trisha. I hope they can forgive me. Derek. Secret of Painscreek. Okay, we found the secret underground passage. There's a secret room in the study. And there's a secret room above the priest room. Aww. Trish, congratulations. I'll always love you. From Mom. That's so cute. Okay, so we gotta go. There's a secret in the church. And then the study room. Don't know how to get to those things, but we're gonna try to figure it out. And we have a 9. Gotta add that to our list of numbers here. Okay, that's it. Back to Bernard's house. Where did Bernard live again? Bernard lived Silver Lake. Actually, he lived pretty close to the church. Yeah, he lives right here. Bam. Okay. Okay, so we know for a fact Scott didn't do it. So he's completely ruled out. The hospital gave me these pills. They were supposed to help fight depression. I feel slight dizziness. It might be the food that I ate this morning. The dizziness comes and goes. I'm still able to work. Not a big problem. It's my day off today. I didn't take the medication. By the evening, I started thinking about Vivian. Okay, this guy has a thing for Vivian. I had to drive Vivian again, so I took double the dosage. I had a migraine for the rest of the day. At least I didn't have to think about her. Couldn't Vivian stop seeing that guy? Why can't I stop thinking about it? Now I know that my dizziness comes from those pills. The pills, they don't seem to work anymore. It doesn't matter if I take them or not. I can't stop imagining what Vivian and that guy are doing whenever they meet. I stopped taking the medication. Okay, but Bernard seems a little unstable. I think I got a new suspect. Bernard's my new suspect. Because he's very sus. That was a very sus journal. Oh yeah, very sus. I drove Vivian today since Derek is out of town with Charles. As I was driving, we talked. She expressed that despite having a successful business, she felt empty and tired. Trisha hates Vivian for trying to stop her from seeing Scott. She seems to be really bothered by the name Vincent, and her relationship with Charles seems to be just for show. I wish I could comfort her. She's going through so much right now. If only I could confess to Vivian how much I respect I have for her, how much I admire her. Ever since Trisha brought up the name Vincent, Vivian has been pretty quiet. Even during dinner, she hardly spoke. I can barely remember the last time Vivian appeared happy. I don't think anyone can blame her. Wanda hasn't been coming to work for a while now. Her illness is getting worse. I wonder how she's coping. Derek wasn't available to drive Vivian again, so I offered to help. It's been a month since I first drove for her. She's been opening up more and more to me, telling me about the struggles she's faced with, her rocky relationship with Charles, how she really dislikes Scott. Sometimes I would give her some suggestions when she asked what she should do. Other times she just wants someone to listen to her. Mostly I'm just happy to be with her. Vivian seems rather distraught recently. During the afternoon tea gathering, I stood outside the room and tried to listen to the conversations. She feels miserable being with Charles. They hardly look at each other, let alone speak. Personally, I don't think Charles deserves her. I finished reading Vivian's biography. Half the facts were incorrect. The writer should have done his homework better. Sometimes when I'm driving for Vivian, she asks me to drop her off at the corner of the street, typically in front of Tom's Cafe. She's always telling me that she'll make it back home on her own. It aroused my curiosity, so after dropping her off today, I parked the car and watched her. She ordered a cup of coffee to go. She then left the cafe and walked up the street for about 5 minutes to a residential area. She stopped in front of an apartment and pressed the doorbell. Shortly after, a man in his early 30s wearing a suit opened the door. He leaned over and hugged Vivian. She gave the coffee to him and they exchanged some words. I couldn't hear what they said. Then they entered the apartment together. Who is he? This is the 6th time I followed Vivian. After she went into the building with the guy, I parked the car nearby to wait for her to come out. Is this considered stalking? Yeah, dude, it is. About 2 hours later, a cab stopped out in front of the apartment. Shortly afterwards, Vivian came outside and the man followed closely behind. They chatted for a bit. Vivian looked extremely comfortable with him. Before leaving, she kissed him on the cheek. What's going on? I tracked down the guy. He works at a bank. The place they meet is his apartment. How could she do that? Who the hell is he? I reported sick for the 3rd consecutive day. As I lay in bed, I keep thinking on why Vivian would be seeing another man. No matter what Charles did to her, she has kept her faith in him throughout the years. How could she be having an affair now? She's better than that. She's supposed to choose me. Bernard's the killer. Yep, Bernard's the killer. Now we just need to find a weapon. Unless they want you to believe Bernard's the killer. Could be tricky. They could be tricking us. I mean, there is a gun above his bed. Alright, we have a key to a briefcase. Is there a briefcase somewhere in here? Unless the axe was a murder weapon. Dude has a lot of weapons. Alright, I don't see a briefcase in here. Let's go to... Can be used on drain covers. Does that mean I should go back into the sewer? Well, let's go back since we're right here by the church. Let's see if we can't find that secret room in the church. Probably don't have what we need to get in there though. Alright, here's his bedroom. And they said it's above his bedroom. But I don't see any other way to go up. Is there an attic or something? I'm not seeing anything. Okay, well, we'll figure it out later. I have a wrench that mentions something about sewer covers. So let's go back to the sewer. Yeah, Bernard's kind of creepy. Okay, was it not like somewhere over here? was the entrance to the sewer? I thought it was over here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. Whew, I knew it was somewhere around here. Yeah, but I got this. Okay, maybe I don't need to be down here again.
That's pitch black, man. How you gonna play like that?
What?
Oh, look at pretty. Oh, no. You run up? Okay, come on. Let's go. Gotta go the other way. Okay, let's go. 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 Go.
Thinking the briefcase might be in the hospital. We need to go back into the basement. Where are the stairs to the basement? Here we are. The janitor's closet just leads into the sewer. That's great. I don't know where this briefcase could be. Guys, I don't know what to do now. I am lost. We were on a roll too. It's in the mansion master bedroom on floor. Well, we got no other clues, so let's go see if that's accurate. It's better than just standing around trying to rack my brain on clues that I have. Trying to decipher my scribbles. Master bedroom. Master bedroom. I'm not sure if we've opened up the master bedroom. I know we gotta get this clock. We gotta find something for this clock. A key of some sort. So we gotta find that. This is Trisha's bedroom. This is the security room. This is the nanny's room. No, I don't believe we've unlocked the master bedroom. This is the attic. And this is the maid's room. So it could be accurate, we just don't have access to the master bedroom yet. If you can find hints to anything, it would be appreciated. I will take any hints, clues, tips, anything you got. I'm unsure about these books. I think this is where the chess pieces maybe came into play. been getting some help with this one. I need a little bit of info. 4, 1. I think I'm doing this right. Okay, we made it inside the desk. We're in. Beckett's Investigation Services. Oh my goodness. To Charles Roberts, upon your request, we investigated Andrew Reed and Henry Johnson's deaths. Due to confidentiality agreements with our sources, we are unable to reveal the true nature of their deaths. Suffice to say, both of them did not die of accidents, so we dug deeper. Oh, snap. We found out that Andrew and Henry were both related to the disappearance of Sophia Miller in the death of Magdalene Roberts 20 years ago. So they were also responsible for Charles's mother's death. What really happened to Sophia, we do not know as of now. However, some evidence was brought to light regarding Magdalene Roberts' death. We talked to a retired nurse who used to work at Painscreek Community Hospital, although she preferred to remain anonymous. According to her, she came across a note while cleaning Dr. Johnson's office. In it, Dr. Johnson stated that the prescription was lethal and to be administered only to Magdalene, and the dosage has to be precise or it will not work. No one else shouldn't take it. The letter was made out to your wife, Vivian Roberts, according to the note. If you would like for us to stop this investigation, let us know at your earliest convenience. Otherwise, we will continue to find out the truth about Sophia's disappearance. Vivian had her mother-in-law killed. Dude, that's brutal. Our investigation was initially promising. We interviewed possible witnesses who might know something about Sophia's disappearance. Months later, however, we are nowhere near knowing what happened to Sophia. We've searched through all the states for any possible trace to no avail. What we can conclude at this time is that the main cause of Sophia's disappearance has to do with Andrew, Henry, and Vivian. Now they're gone, we are unable to get the truth about what really happened to Sophia. If you prefer, we can still continue the search, however the results look bleak. We have posted rewards for any information regarding Sophia, hoping that it's just a matter of time before someone with real information steps up. For the time being, we suggest that you wait. Should anything emerge, you will be the first to know. Months ago, night before Vivian was killed, I confronted her about Mom's death. She said she didn't know anything about it. She only administered the medicine as provided by Dr. Johnson. She was lying. I could see it in her eyes. She was scared and she was hiding her fear. I know that Vivian was never completely truthful with me, but I still have no proof yet. She never liked Mom, but I wouldn't have thought her capable of killing her own mother-in-law. I know that she had something to do with what happened to Mom and Sophia, but what can I do? She was my wife, after all. And now, Vivian is dead. So is Scott. Now Trisha's dead too. Is this my punishment for the affair I had 20 years ago? I need to know what's up with these books. Ooh, I got a door open. Magdalene Roberts, mother of Charles, dies at age 68. Hospital reports heart attack as main cause of death. Magdalene Roberts passed away last night at the age of 68. She was visiting her son, Charles Roberts, in Painscreek when her heart failed. Dorothy Patterson, a maid working at the mansion, knocked on Magdalene's door at 7 a.m. Since there was no answer, she assumed Magdalene was still sleeping. It was only 2 hours later, when Magdalene still did not respond to her knocking, that she realized something was wrong. She called Bernard Hopkins, the mansion butler, who came and opened the room to find Magdalene lying on the bed. She wasn't breathing. He immediately called 911. I found all the newspaper articles. Go me. Sophia. Aw, Sophia was so cute. Dear Charles, I received a letter from Dorothy yesterday. She told me everything. What have you done, my son? Does Vivian know? Have you even considered the consequences of your actions? And what of this Sophia? What will you do with her? You made a mistake and you'll need to take responsibility for what you have done. Do you understand? You cannot take her as your wife. You already have one. The scandal cannot be publicly known. It will destroy your political career. However, the child is important. He is your flesh and blood and might be the son you need to properly continue the family. I am now preparing to visit you. Do not say anything to Vivian yet. I will take care of it when I arrive. Love, Mom. Thanks, Mom. Our baby daughter is born today. We've named her Trisha. Vivian had to go through a cesarean section. I'm just glad that both mother and child are safe, and I thank God for that. I feel so happy to have a baby in the family. There are no words to express the joy I'm feeling inside. At the same time, I'm worried of what mother might say once she knows the baby is a girl. Vivian is being hospitalized for the second time in a year. The first time was for the C-section. This time is for mental instability. Dr. Johnson told me not to visit her until she has stabilized and ready to receive me. What can I do? Mom wants a boy, but it's not safe for Vivian to be pregnant anymore. Sometimes I feel lost, not knowing what to do. Mostly, I just feel lonely. I never thought this would happen. Wherever Sophia is babysitting Trisha, she would listen to everything I have to say. I could express myself candidly. Never once did she question the decisions I made. It made me feel like she understands me. I felt comfort in her, both spiritually and physically. I just never thought I would have a relationship with her. What should I do now? I have a name for our child. He'll be called Vincent Roberts. I will add him to my will. Sophia seems to be hiding as well as she can from Vivian. Even I have not seen her these last 2 days. I wonder where she could be. She's dead. Vivian hasn't spoken much since she was discharged from the hospital. Dr. Johnson says she has fully healed, but it will take some time for her to adjust back to her old rhythm. I feel our relationship is deteriorating or has suffered permanently in some way. I love Trisha, and I know Vivian does too. I can only hope that my mother's passion for her grandson will not affect Vivian's love for Trisha. I hope that she does not hold any resentment towards mother. Well, she killed your mother, so apparently she does hold resentment. That was a lot of information. So Vivian was a murderer. There was no keys. No keys. No keys. No keys. Oh, the master bedroom's on the first floor. Okay, hang on. Okay. I'm here. Oh, there was a library. I was wrong. Here's the family room. There's the dining room. There's the patio. I cannot believe that Scott killed my wife. He didn't. It's being spewed all over the media. How? Why? He loves Trisha, and I treated him like my own son. He is your own son. It doesn't make any sense. I visited Scott today. I asked him why he would kill Vivian. He didn't answer, but simply looked down on the floor. I wanted an answer so desperately that I nearly rattled his neck. Does he even feel any guilt or remorse for what he's done? How could he not say anything? I visited Scott again today, knowing that he will be released soon. There just wasn't enough evidence to pin him. He looked thinner than before, but I didn't care. I wanted to know why he killed Vivian. When I asked, he stared at me. I was so angry that I yelled at him. I was about to leave when out of nowhere he said, "I pity the ignorant." What the hell does that mean? I got drunk last night at the inn. Scott is now a free man. I think I babbled about how much I despise Scott and what I would do to have someone get rid of him. Did I really say that? How did I get home anyways? Oh right, Bernard was with me. He drove me home. Do I need these routing numbers and account numbers? Last will and testament. I, Charles Roberts, being of sound mind, declare this my last will and testament. Let's see. Should a boy be born in the Roberts family that is of direct lineage to Charles Roberts, if he is the eldest son in no other's contest, he shall inherit all of the family's fortune upon Charles Roberts' passing. The sole condition to this is that the son must be at least 25 years of age. The firstborn child of Roberts' family shall inherit 50% of all family's fortune should Charles Roberts pass away. Vincent Roberts, born of Charles Roberts and Sophia Miller, should be officially acknowledged as a family member of the Roberts family effectively. Oh man, Scott could have got all that money, but he had to get himself murdered. There was no key in there? Like... No. There was no key. There's the gallery. There are the stairs. This has to be the master bedroom. Okay. I still have this briefcase key. Okay, back to the church then. So, in the church, there's a secret room. I push in a wall lamp near the bookcase to access a keyhole. But I still gotta find the key. Where's the key? Well, I have a wrench, and this wrench should be able to access a drain. So if I could find a drain. Be there drains anywhere? Because I bet you I need to open up a drain to find more clues. I'm gonna be running around this whole town looking for a sewer drain. No, the only key I have is a briefcase key. Okay, a bookshelf. Here's a bookshelf. Here's a bookshelf. These bookshelves? There's no light by these bookshelves. Ah, there's a light here. Push. I would have never got that. Now I need a key. Okay, let's go find a drain. Burp. Found a drain. Nothing in that one. Let's find another one. Jam. drain going towards the mansion. Let's see. Nope, not that way. Oh, that's leaving town. We don't want to leave town. Okay, maybe there's nothing in the drains. Oh, is it? Okay, so there is something in the drains. So I'm on the right track. Okay, let me go do that. The cemetery, the cemetery. Understand. Alright. There was the stop sign going towards the cemetery. There's no drain. I must have passed it up. Well, there's definitely no key in this one. I'm also not at a stop sign. You said a stop sign. Let me find a stop sign. No stop sign. Going towards the cemetery. Yeah, that would be that drain. There was no key. At the stop sign, go to the right in the direction of the cemetery. Well, I'm here. The picture shows it near bushes. Bah, humbug. Well, this is on my left. On a wall. What? Wait. Ah, found it. Alright, now let's go to the church. Thank you for the hints. Appreciate it. Mwah, 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 mwah. Many kisses to you. Whoa, I fell down the stairs. I was just too excited. A bloody axe. Was it the priest after all? Was I right this whole time? Someone came to Painscreek. She cannot know. Dearest Matthew, I'm writing this letter to let you know what happened to Sophia. My days are almost up and I feel I have the right to know what happened. I feel you have the right to know what happened 9 years ago. In 1974, when Vivian underwent a C-section to deliver Trisha, she was told that she could not give birth anymore. Vivian broke down mentally and was hospitalized. Sophia was tasked with taking care of the newly born Trisha and helping Charles. Charles, who was facing a lot of difficulty and pressure, unfortunately found comfort in Sophia. They had an affair. A boy was born. A few months later, Vivian found out about the relationship. She was furious. Feeling threatened by the illegitimate boy, Vivian kicked Sophia and the baby out of Painscreek. Everyone believed that, but the truth is, I took the boy and put him in St. Patrick's orphanage. I named him Scott. Time flies. He's going to be 10 soon. I pray that you can bear the responsibility of raising him. He does not need to know about his real parents. It's all in the past. Instead, give him a new start. I sincerely hope that you can forgive me for hiding this from you for so long. Kelvin. Dear Matthew, it's been more than 2 years since I started work at the mansion. I like this place a lot. The people here are nice to me. Thank you for your letter. Although I cannot be there with you for your missionary work, I pray for your success. You are always a noble one. Do you remember the wishes we made when you were at the orphanage? Yours was to help the unfortunate. Mine was not to be poor. Well, I did not expect the opportunity to knock so soon. Maybe heaven is helping me. With all that has happened these past few months, my wish might just come true. I'd love to tell you more about it, but I can't wait until you're back. Things may be different by then. I hope it'll be for the better. Love always, Sophia.
June 6th, 1995. I met Andrew in the evening at his house. He was hallucinating when we met, saying that he's seen Sophia everywhere, that he's a sinner, and that he should die. But I didn't mean to kill him. My hands are still shaking. June 30th, 1995. Dr. Johnson came. He was surprised to see me. He tried to justify, saying it wasn't his fault, that he was only carrying the baby and had nothing to do with Sophia's death. When I revealed the truth about Magdalene, his face turned white. He didn't expect anyone to know the truth. He deserved to die. July 19, 1995. Just like the doctor, Vivian came alone. Instead of feeling guilty, she called Sophia a bitch who destroyed everything she had. I didn't feel any sign of remorse, feeling of guilt, or repentance from her at all. So I gave her time to express herself. And then I killed her. It's all over now. Why am I not at peace? There's this nosy investigator in town. I thought that if I led him to believe that Bernard killed Vivian, he just might believe it. But I made the mistake of trying to mislead him. Now he's suspecting me of being the killer. He has to die.
Oh, 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 uh-oh. Move it, little ghost girl. The priest killed everyone. The priest killed everyone. Never trust a priest. Thank you, Sophia. Oh, Sophia, this way. my god, it's locked! Sophia, what do I do? Sophia, I'm gonna die. To Janet, I'm glad that you made it back safely and uncovered the truth about Painscreek killings. Good job. Your story will be on the front page of tomorrow's newspaper. Please submit the following information as well as a photo of your article as soon as possible. P.S. By the way, we found out who hired Stephen Moss. Who killed Vivian Roberts? The murder weapon was an axe. Select the photo for the newspaper article. That was the priest, right? Now I'm not so sure I picked the priest. I think that was the priest's name. Oh my goodness. Okay, yay, good, yay! And that was Painscreek killings. We solved the mystery. Actually, I solved the mystery at the beginning of the game. I knew it was the priest. Hang on, I got a message. Ooh. I read in today's papers. Are you sure you got your facts right? Yours truly, a concerned citizen. Yeah. Yeah, I got my facts right. Grade C. Case unsolved. I didn't solve the case. Oh man, maybe I put the wrong name. Was that not the priest? Well, a C's passing. Alright guys, well this was a fun game. Even though I didn't solve the case, either it wasn't the priest or I accidentally put the wrong name down. I don't know which one. I kind of want to look it up now. Hang on. I want to make sure I put the right name. Church. There was just so many names. Like, we knew who it wasn't. Nope, it wasn't the priest's name. It was the wrong name. Okay, so I got confused and put the wrong name. And I'm not doing this over. So, I'm still sticking with it was the priest. When you started the game, it had that thing where you automatically end it. What if that lets you re-guess? Maybe. Let's try. Ooh, okay. So if I try to leave town... maybe it'll let me guess. So we're just gonna try to leave town real quick and see if it'll let me change my name. It was Matthew, Father Matthew. Right? Father Matthew, yeah. Yes. Okay. I'm glad you made it back safely. Blah, 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 blah. Alright. Matthew. With an axe. We want the same picture. Submit. Now let's see what score I get. This was a good game. It was a good mystery game. Very detailed. Really had to pay attention. I've never taken so many notes on a game before. Alright, let's see if this was the right person. Oh no. Watch me get a worse score. Nope. Apparently I still unsolved it. So we don't know who killed her. That wasn't one of the name options, though. I thought it was Kelvin, too, but it wasn't one of the name options. At least I don't think it was. Oh well, I'm not doing it again. We didn't solve it. We got a C. We only got 85% complete. So we didn't find all the clues. We didn't get all the achievements, which is fine. Rank amateur, which sucks. But we had fun. And in the end, that's all the game's about. So I hope you had fun with me, trying to solve this mystery. Join me next time when we play another spooky game. Bye, everyone.